On live, brother. I said, what up? What up, my peoples? We back. Fun-filled show. Got some good topics tonight. Boom, boom. So let's share out this let's share it out. We also live on YouTube, everybody. We live on YouTube. If you don't got Facebook, we are live on YouTube. Feel free to go on the YouTube and do what it do. We got some great topics. We're talking Cam Newton. We're talking baby Gronk, his retirement. Do anybody care? On Facebook, we are. What's going on out there? Do anybody care?
Baby Gronk.
Do anybody care? Share it to a couple more groups. Then we can get started. Boom. We can get started. Live on YouTube. What's up, my peoples? Tap in. Yeah. I just said we need to be looking for hey, everybody out there, we're gonna be adding a somebody to the podcast. I think we need a reporter. Anybody out there want to be a reporter? Laser, what up, Cuddy? What's good with you? What's the breaking news, Cuddy? What's up, Laser?
I'm engaged. I'm trying to do all the shares, bro. Hold on.
He said, what up, Tito?
What's going on, Laser?
Let's go.
Right. What's going on, Playboy? How you doing?
He's just chilling. He chilling.
I'm talking to you, my boy.
Oh, me? I'm good, man. I'm always good.
Yeah, we about to be good,
man.
We about to be real good in about 24 hours when we off to in the sun.
Yeah, going to get some education down from Orlando.
Back,
Orlando, baby.
Back to my second home. That's gonna be like our third or fourth. That's gonna be like our third or fourth podcast from Orlando.
Yeah, listen. Orlando is like my new spot, man. I always seem to end up there. My kids love it. I think I need to kind of consider moving to Orlando or something. I don't know.
No, I'm good. My mother's there. I'm good. I go my little 3 weeks a year. I'm good. And I do
talking about for a minute. Speaking about Orlando, right? Let's look at what the clinic session looked like. So I ride Friday morning.
Yeah, I told you we don't got to check in till 1. See, the first one ain't till 1:30. That's what I'm telling you. You already know where I'm gonna be at.
We got Florida, DC there. We got I'm
gonna be right there in that room.
Right here?
Yup, right there. Right there for that session. Right there for all 3. Boom.
So you there from 1 to 5.
Yep.
Right I might stay with you in there. Yeah. I ain't saying no names, but you know why? What me and you discussed.
Yeah. I got you.
I might stay in there. Let me make sure there ain't nothing else I wanna. I might stay in that one though, because I just
hold on. Go back up. Nope. Where were you at? That air raid one. Hold on. Go back. Nope. Go down.
I definitely might come to this one.
Yeah. Hold on, but go down. There was another interesting one. Hold on, right there. This dude,
right here, the verticals and the air raid offense.
Yeah, no, but the first part, all of it, that looks like that might be a whole system.
Oh yeah, this is a whole system. Yep. This is the gap scheme. This is the line play. This look like the wide receiver play, and in the offensive insert.
That might be like for new coaches that when you're looking to try to get into something, and in the clinics, this is what you're looking for. One where you get three foundational points. You know what I'm saying?
That's a system.
Not that they give you everything, but they give you enough to get an idea of where to start. You get what I'm saying?
This is a great one here too, yo.
Yeah, no, that one look good.
That it looked like he's talking about how do you start off with teaching a player and implementing that into the game. So it seemed like it's one session, but it looked like Friday evening.
Friday evening is kind of weak. I looked at it just before we got on. Friday evening is kind of weak.
We might have to go eat lobster around here this time. We might have to go to the Boston Lobster Feast. Anyway, everybody, y'all know what we doing here. Y'all know how we doing it. Y'all know everything. Let's go.
I met a boy today.
That's me.
So fine.
If you know, tap in, share the post. It's your boy PH, aka the Press, aka Mr. Above 140.
Come to my town and get with me. She love I'm around.
It's not about the amount of talent you have. It's 100% about the work ethic. Ask your coach or anybody that's been doing this.
I met a boy today. So fine.
Why is it? And they gonna say, oh, yeah, that's illegal. Cut this. Cut it out. All you coaches out there, cut it out. Because that's BS.
So officially, it's your boy PH, aka the Press, aka Mr. Above 140, and we are back on another exciting weekend, another exciting Wednesday, not weekend. I'm already in vacation mode, and the co-host is here.
It's your boy, Coach Correa, the General, A60 Army, New Bread Pal Raiders, GeneralGridiron.com, Mud Dog University, all of it. You know what I'm saying?
The A60 Army. Shots at you, 203 Cats.
A60 Army.
Shots at you, 203 Cats. So, what up, MS? What up, bro? What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
What up, E? E the Guru,
listen,
my man.
Tito.
What up?
So, before I do anything, let me play something, and then we're going to discuss it on the other side. I think that's.
I thought we was going, bro. I thought we was going the other ways. You flipped up.
We're gonna go do this first, though. Let's go.
Teammates, coaches, and fans that believe in me. Pressure is too much. My dad forced all this on me. When I played for football, I would be stepping away from the game I used to love.
Dude, that's a publicity, bro. That is.
I apologize to my teammates.
Yo, can you turn? You know I studied for this because I wanted to be sure the stuff I was telling you. There's a couple things with this kid.
I go.
Nobody has ever seen him play a real football game. There's no clips of him playing a real football game. Number one.
And 11 on 11 when you say real football game?
Number two, he's not genetically gifted. His father's like 5'7", 5'8". How he got a name like Baby Gronk is beyond me. But like I said, there's two major things with him. Nobody's ever seen him play in a real football game, and he's not genetically gifted. So I wonder how much of the stuff we've heard about NAI deals and all of that, how much is true? Because we live in the age now that all you got to do is say whatever on social media, and now you could be that guy. How many rappers we see out there? You get what I'm saying? Like, how you can do anything on social media, and people may believe it. I think it's a publicity stunt. I never thought the kid was gifted. I've never seen him play. Like I said, nobody can find a clip of him playing football, but I know one thing, he's definitely not genetically gifted.
So I think he has played. I think this is him. And look, I'm not 21.
Which one?
21.
21?
Yeah.
That don't even look like him.
Dog, that's supposed to be Baby Gronk. What are you talking about? This is under the radar. This is Baby Gronk.
Well, how old is he now? This was 3 years ago.
Dude, I don't know. I'd have to do homework. Now, I'm not saying that he's super gifted. You know what I'm saying? Sean, what up, Sean? I'm not saying he's super gifted. All I'm saying is, even if it's a publicity stunt, I didn't bring this topic up to talk about him as a kid and his talent levels or any of that. I more or less brought it up to talk about the aspect of burnout, right? And we know dads, Tito, and they may not be as worse as baby Gronk father, but we know fathers that have
going above
push
and
their
beyond.
kids on above and beyond for their child and put an unrealistic expectation on their talent level, right? And so I more or less posted it to say, as a discussion point to help these children, to help our people locally that got kids and that's pushing their kid, should they be conscious about what happened? Now, he said, and I don't think it's a publicity stunt because it's something he said, and I'm going to tell you what. I don't think he would have shitted on his father the way he did if it was a publicity stunt. He said, my father has been pushing me too hard and making me do something I don't want to do.
Yeah, I hear you.
That right there is tough for you as a father, Tito, to write into the script. Because you basically said everything I've been doing for myself, for my son, I'm wrong, and it's been a farce. I don't think his father would have wrote that into the script.
Well,
I don't think he would have wrote that into the script. He might have wrote.
I think there's pushing your kid. There's pushing your kid the proper way, and then there's that way of doing it. I think when you do it the way they did it, bro, you put a big X on a kid's back, and you put a lot of unnecessary pressure on them, where it becomes now he has to perform every time he's out there. And you know this game ain't that friendly like that. You ain't going to be on every game, brother. Like, that's not how it works. There's going to be games where you got to dig a little deeper. There's going to be games when you coast. But when you put yourself under a microscope like that, I believe you put a lot of undue pressure, especially on a pre-teenage kid or any age kid. I mean, let the kid play and let his play speak for itself. I mean, we've seen fathers do it. I don't agree with it. I wish they would understand that in the real world, that's not how it works when you're trying to push these kids along or trying to get them in better situations. That they're not looking at your social media. But, I mean, according to what we believe, it may have benefited him. I don't believe a lot of what I hear when it comes to this kid, but that's just me. That's just my opinion.
Wayne, what up, Wayne? Wayne said, what up, T? Ty Carter said a year ago, he said, kids in the inner city burn out and people laugh. Tyree said, Phil, you believe this? Huh? Hell no. Do I believe it, bro? So it's not about a belief or disbelief. I wanted to have the discussion about parents and how are they promoting their child, and is it a thin line between marketing, promoting, and creating the unrealistic expectation? Because everybody think their child is that child. And look, I don't have a son, so it's hard for me to imagine what you know, that struggle of coaching, trying not to give my son the ball every time. Would I do that? Would I not? I don't know. Rodney Meyer said he believed it was all scripted. LJ said his father wrote that whole thing. He's trying to be satire, I think, about the narrative that's out there about him. That's hard to dump on yourself and put that out there like that. Everybody, all major sports networks pick that up. That's tough. Gene Miller said, what up, 203? He's going to troll y'all to the day of the game.
Yo.
LJ said there's no different than these top rankings that are out. Put a big bullseye on yourself. Go ahead.
Absolutely. But we've seen this before with I forgot what the kid's name, with the Munchie kid. That's what I was telling you earlier. The Munchie, whatever his name was, it Munchie or Fun, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They made all these documentaries about him, all of that. Even when you watch the kid play, he wasn't that. And we've seen these fathers try to market and publicize these kids like this using social media. And I believe that, yeah, you could burn the kid out with that. Like I said, now you're putting expectations on him that he doesn't even realize that are out there, because you're claiming he's one of the top players in the area. And I guarantee whatever area he's at, I'm pretty sure he's not the top 100 players in that area. I don't know where he's from. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I think he's from out west, right? Cali. Where's he from? Cali, Texas?
Florida.
Florida?
Yeah, that clip was was from Florida. Dallas. Dallas.
All right. Well, we know Texas. We know Dallas. Texas and Florida. We know Texas and Florida. And I've played against Texas and Florida teams in my time as a coach. And kids from those areas, there's a lot of genetically gifted kids, and
so he's about 10 or 11 because that clip I was showing you was 3 years ago, and it was 7U he was playing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think his father's setting that kid up for failure, like they set up the Mizell Miller kid for failure.
How did they set Mizell Miller up for failure?
Because everybody thought, we've seen how many times, even here locally, we get these phenomenal kids every once in a while, and everybody says, "Oh, this guy's going to the league. This guy's going to the league." The expectation is unreal. You understand what I'm saying? You put these expectations on these kids, and you expect them to perform at that level. Then when they fizzle out or don't have the greatest high school careers, you're like, well, he stopped playing. No, that's not the case. It's just he probably wasn't what he was when you guys thought he was it.
There seem to be two discussions here. Let me explain. Some of the comments said a burnout is real. To each his own. At the youth age, it's probably good to play another sport, non-contact during the offseason, rest of the bodiless. Now, Mizell Miller injuries killed him. It wasn't burnout. There's two discussions. You're taking the approach that the burnout comes from. You're talking the mental aspect of, I can't deal with these expectations. I'm not the best player, so I want to get away. Others on the chat room seem to be talking about physical and mental burnout, where I'm just playing too much football, and I play so much football from 7 to 11 or 14. I just want to get away from this damn game. They both could be real. I'm not saying one is stronger than the other. I'm just setting it up so everybody out there understand. Ty Carter, dynamic duel in the All-Star game 203. Matthew Joseph said. Matt, what that mean, Matt? You got some secret weapons out there in 203 for 14U? Talk to us.
I'm not even entertaining these cats, bro. So, like I'm not even trying to.
I'm reading all the comments. So it seemed to be two discussions about burnout. I don't think Mizell Miller had no unreal expectations put on him. We watched the young man on TV. The world saw that he was a dog in Texas. Some of the best football, playing Snoop League. He was playing some of the best, the hottest bed football parts in America. And he was doing this thing. The world thought he was. It wasn't his coach or his mother or his father or nobody. We just watched Friday Night Tights, and we thought he was a dog. And let's be real, Mizell Miller was a dog. Like that's not.
He was, but it happens like we've seen it 1,000 times. He was an early shooter as a youth. He was more physically gifted and bigger than everybody. He got to high school in the field, leveled out, and then he started at one high school. I read the whole thing before I got on.
Right, so, but what's wrong? How does that equal burnout? Because he didn't.
I don't think. I'm just saying that I believe when you put the unrealistic expectations on these kids, and you expect them to perform at what you think they should be, and they don't live up to that, I believe it hurts them in the long run. Bottom line.
When you say the long run, explain that. I don't think it hurts them at all. Not at all. That's the wrong way. I don't think that scenario works for everybody.
Well, you can't live up to expectations.
I don't think Mizell Miller was hurt by Friday Night Tights. He was who we saw. That was factual information. It's not like Baby Gronk where there's limited info. It's these skits of him catching the ball, and then he's all over the world with no real true proof that he's like who he is. Mizell Miller was who we thought he was. Like, let's be clear. Now, as anything, when every put like this, every Gatorade player of the state in the state of Connecticut at high school has an unreal expectation. They get into college, and we barely ever see them go anywhere after that, Tito, from Connecticut. That's not called an unreal expectation. That's called, as you go higher, you're playing against some of the one percenters of life. And so naturally, everybody fizzles somewhat. I mean, everybody in the NFL was all state in their state. And some of them dudes we can't name. So I don't know if it's always if they fizzle out, I don't think it equates burnout. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think that equates burnout automatically. But let me read some comments. I saw him play in New Rochelle. He definitely was a dog. I think they're talking about Mizell Miller.
Yeah. When he came to the D-Max, he was at the D-Max tournament when Darlos first had when Darlos had this.
I hear the talk in the back. Regardless, his dad set him up. all attention is not good attention when you are not mentally ready for it. That's a mental readiness is a different. That's true. Injuries messed him up though, not the burnout. Talk about Mizell Miller. Lucas was a beast. He went to Arkansas. I don't know who Lucas is, Laser. He said to be theoretical, y'all gotta stop. It's either y'all a dog or you not. Injuries happen. Some kids' body develop differently, and so that's what's being said. Oh, Laser said he was a quarterback. Lucas was a quarterback.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Do we factor in financial gains? They have gotten to the point. I mean, baby Gronk. So if the father has marketed his son, who's not, I'm going to take all of y'all word for it. He's not super gifted. He's not the best in his area, but he marketed his son like he was, and they have brought in millions, as stated, at major networks. I say his father did what he was supposed to do. What was the difference between Tiger Woods did to his son? I mean, Tiger Woods' father did to his son. Michael Jackson's father did to him, or Serena's father did to them. He took his son. He made the world think his son was better than he was. You can criticize it, but if they paid their bills and they created generational wealth, what else would y'all prefer? If he ain't the best in his region, not saying nothing about him wouldn't have made him better. So I just think that it wouldn't have been. I think that is good that he. I think that is good that his father marketed him and created generational wealth from the son. I don't have a problem with it. The truth of the matter is, if he quit football at 10, he was not going to play football much longer anyway. Just because if his father wouldn't have never tweeted him or said he was great. If he created generational wealth for their family off of his son, so be it. His son wouldn't have been a better football player had he been quiet. Just my opinion. That's what I think. I tend to agree. If money was the goal and not football, they succeeded. True. This is what his dad wants. Now he's a trending topic. It's all entertainment. True. Matt Correa said, hey, 203, how y'all doing? Y'all can't run from him, man. Y'all can't run. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone. I just wanted to have that discussion, Tito, about us. It wasn't about baby Gronk, not really about him. It's about more or less the burnout that can happen when you when you have that going on. We just got to be conscious that some of y'all parents out there, y'all don't want to run into a situation where y'all burning y'all child out. That's I'll leave it there, Tito. You can have the last word.
No, I'm good with it. It's just like I said, if you want to showcase your child, do it the right way, do it with the film and the cut ups and put it together the way you should do it and grind it out. That works just as well without putting a target on your child's back claiming he's the top 10 quarterback in the nation, when we know all those of us that are really in the business know that's mythical. That's not realistic. Like, grind it out the right way.
That's probably
put together his film the right way. Put some money behind the film, get it cut up correctly, edited correctly, and that's how you showcase your son's ability. That's what people want to see. They want to see the film. No matter what level it is, they want to see the film. And all 22 clips at that, where you get all 22 guys in the frame, they want to see the film. So if there's any jewel I can tell anybody, that's how you go about marketing your son, is putting their film together correctly. That's where you need to put your efforts and focus.
So let's switch topics, Tito. Cam Newton got into a fight. Before we talk about it, again, I think I want to add some context to it. So let's play this clip and then we'll talk about it. This is the guy he was fighting talking.
I just want to know, what transpired, what can make anyone, so angry, because I'm sitting here and I'm speaking to you guys, and there's so much that you guys are doing for the community, and you're pouring into these young men. And so it's just what can make something transpire like this?
first and foremost, like what I want to do, I want to apologize to everybody that was out there and to the parents of not just our team, but everybody that was affected by it. That should have never happened. Like we should have.
They blame Cam Newton.
Down and talk.
I want y'all to watch.
No reason we should be yelling at each other while a game going on. Like that shit ain't none of that necessary. So Cam has an organization. It's not just one team. He has an organization. So it's just been a lot of trash talk, you know, from what I'm saying, hit more so his side, just out of nowhere, just talking crazy to us for no reason. It's like it's not nothing new. Like I've been around bro for 5 years, so like it's typical Cam Newton behavior.
But Steph, you was right there.
Yeah, so
you was listening to the whole thing, so you heard him and you walked up.
Steph walked up there.
Okay.
As I'm walking up to Steph, Cam is in Steph's face. I made y'all responsible for everything y'all do, whatever. And he grabbed Steph. So me being my little brother, and I'm walking up a flight of steps, and I see a 6'6" guy grabbing my brother.
And that's the footage that everybody.
That's what everybody's seeing.
Okay.
Like,
so that was the first altercation where everybody saw.
Nothing else.
Right
there. Like nobody's seeing like how he was talking crazy the past 2 days. Like nobody's seen it. Like,
all right. I'll turn it over to you. Let you start. That's what their story. He was talking crazy to him. He grabbed the little brother and put his hands on the little brother first. That's when you see the older brother come upstairs, stall on Cam, kid with the dreads. That's the kid that's whatever. And then the kid in the white t-shirt.
There's another interview with homie telling a different side of the story, and his energy was nowhere like it was in that interview. That one was a little more well rehearsed from him. The first one, he was still a little turned on, and I don't believe Cam was at fault from everything I've researched and what I've been listening to the last 3 days. I believe that once again, this is one of them situations where Cam let these dudes get around him. He put them on. He tried to help him. He had them in his organization. They obviously thought they could do it better than Cam, created their own thing. Now there's hostility. We've seen this all the time in the youth football. The same things go on. Everybody thinks they can do it better than you, so they go out on their own and try to start their own thing. Meanwhile, I don't know what homie background is or what he did athletically, but to even try to put yourself at Cam's level or act like you guys are contemporaries is just everything that's wrong with it. And I believe it's just not a problem in the 7-on-7 world. It's a problem in our world. And I told you this yesterday, and I know this is going to be unpopular, but 20 years ago, not anybody was just allowed to coach. Now we let anybody coach, and we take what comes with that, what comes with it.
So me and you had this discussion. So when you say we let anybody coach, elaborate. What do you mean by that? We've let too many people in that really have no back. My bad. Go ahead. They don't understand. They don't understand the responsibility that comes with being a volunteer or volunteer coach or whatever. Anytime you make yourself a public figure where your name is in public and people know you, you're supposed to stand on a certain set of principles. You get what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the competitive spirit. That in the last 10 to 15 years with social media, with the advancement in social media, the competitive spirit has gone way too far. Now it's become about woofing and doing all that bullshit coming down the hill when a lot of the times all of that is just masking the fact that you can't coach. And that's just the straight up truth. And that was not part of this culture 20 years ago. You know what I'm talking about. That's something that has come. I got you. We see RDU. We see some of the top YNC teams in the nation chant, rip and rave, and then go win national championships. Yeah, so it's not always masking your inability to coach, right? I mean, we're talking about there's teams that win national championships numerous times. My boy Nas is the worst. Like Nas is the worst, dog.
Dude, people could justify it. There's no place for it. There's no place for it in today's game. That's why we have these problems.
That's your perspective. I want to just give mine now. You don't feel like there's a place for it because you want people to do what you do. I'm not one of those people that need people to do what I do. I particularly don't do it, like personally. I let my other coaches do it. But I don't ask everybody to do what I do. And I am conscious enough to know that because there's people that do other things that still find it successful, Tito. You never won a national title. There's some people that ran, chanted, and won national titles, but that don't mean they're a better coach. And I say that to mean that don't mean they're a worse coach than you or I either. And so I just don't equate it only to the chanting and the ripping and rah. Though I will say that that heightens the tension, right? I come in, I got my chain, I'm dragging a New Britain t-shirt with a bat over my shoulder. We run in, we hitting on your fence. I kind of like the energy, but I do understand what comes along with that. You know what comes along with that? Who the F these dudes think they are? So now, Tito and his guys like, nah, we're not letting them do that. So y'all turn up a little bit. And so instead of the game being played here where Tito would like it, where you come in, you stretch, we stretch, two head coaches maybe say what up like the NFL college, they get to the business. X's and O's, the game is over. The other side is now Tito and them ain't playing here, they playing up here. Why? The tension is heightened. So I will agree to you that it's like hot grease. All you need is a drop of water and the motherfucker spark. I will agree. Is that all what that was? That's hard to say, dog.
Bro, have you watched some of those 7-on-7? I've seen other clips of these 7-on-7.
7-on-7.
There's a lot of jawing. There's a lot of jawing going on. Not with the kids, with the coaches.
Yes.
Because it's not real football. So you're not hearing blocking and all that other stuff. So all you're hearing is two adults screaming from both sides of the field. Meanwhile, the quarterback got 10 seconds to throw the ball. What are we talking about? Like, why would it be that level of jawing when it's going on, when basically anybody could do what they want? You throw and catch the ball, you play a little defense. I mean, I don't understand. Like I said, Cam, to me, has accomplished enough in football. I don't even know why. I get he's trying to give back to the community, but it's like what Benny the Butcher said, bro. Everybody can't go, bro. Everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't go. And I think that sort of mindset has kind of killed sports, youth sports in general. We've let everybody in. And then people don't, they just.
So this is the game that took place. I'm going to fast forward it towards the end.
This is the game of the fight. This is the fight?
The game. This is why the fight happened over.
Oh.
And this is towards the end. And you can start seeing the coaches on the field, the book bags, they running in and kid. That's right. They getting in people's face. See what I mean? Coaches, watch him. He get up in the kid's face. That look like shirt. So you can see that 7-on-7 culture is a lot more toxic, I would say, than regular youth football. Right? Look, you see coaches, they John, right? Like, so I that was sent to me, and you do see this. I think the 7-on-7 culture is spilling over into youth football. Here's the problem, though. That culture that's not, like you said, that's not 11-on-11.
It's not.
Right? You got like 7-on-7 out there. That's a whole different thing when you got 35 and 35, but that culture is spilling over. So what happens? You'll see a kid score a regular touchdown, Tito, and what he do? He want to tap the kid on the helmet. You can't do that. You can't go put your hands on somebody's helmet. And so the 7-on-7 culture is a lot more, I don't know the word. It's
toxic. You had the word.
It's a lot more John. Well, that's their culture. I think we got to stop it from spilling over, though. All of it. It's okay to do it in 7-on-7 if they can handle it over there.
Bro, they clearly couldn't handle it. Look what happened with a former NFL MVP. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
Cam is a former NFL MVP.
Yeah.
What was he? A 10-year quarterback in the league?
Yeah.
A Heisman Trophy winner?
Yeah, no.
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe no more, dog. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's safe.
So this brings me to a point, Tito, that you or I that I was talking about. I was talking to one of my peoples that, outside, right? And I was telling them what, we was talking about youth football. And he said, yo, what's crazy? I said this to you, T. How dudes in the streets look at youth football beef as the corniest shit in the world. Think about that. You got dudes in the streets. They living their life. They outside really on that grind. They getting to it. When the war's on, the war's on. And I'm sitting here telling them about youth football. He like, yo, what are you talking about? Y'all ain't youth football. Like, y'all ain't, like, that's corny. Y'all beefing in youth football? Like, who do that? They like, yo, ain't most of y'all over 40? I'm like, yeah, most of the dudes over 40. Now, I don't beef. I don't beef in youth football. I know it's corny. I look, Fab once said, once you go corny, once you corny, you stay corny. I'm conscious about once you corny, you stay corny. So I don't beef in youth football, right? But I say to myself, that's the corniest shit in the world. Acting like when I see you at a youth football game, we gonna fight. Think about that. When I see you, Tito, at a youth football event, we gonna fight. Not on the block, not at the corner store, not when I bump into you when you with your team and I with my team and we outside. When I see you at a youth football game, we gonna fight. So it leads me to believe that it's weirdo energy for dudes to be 40, to wait till they get 40 and they have not got that out their system yet. How can you turn 40 years old? Now I'm damn near 50, but how you even turn 40, 35, and you have not gotten the tough street shit out your system? You know how much street shit you could have done in 35 years? You know how much street shit is dudes I know, Tito, that did in 18 years, 15 years. 35-year-old men that have not gotten it out their system, that they want to talk like, yo, when I see you, it could be whatever. Who would do that? Because let me tell you, people in the streets, dudes won't tell you they're going to come and see you. Back in the day, Tito, could you see what when you have beef with somebody, how would y'all know y'all beefing? How would you know if it was going to be on?
Yeah, we was just running, you know.
Let us run into each other.
Yeah, you see each other as well.
In youth football, honestly, all in New England, I'm talking to New England, youth football, any league. I think it's a little corny, and I think we should cut it out. Because if we settle down and think about it, when you have that fight, let's say you win. Let's say you out there and you win. I'm gonna give it to you.
But a lot of it is just smoke and mirrors, because we know a lot of dudes, we've seen it 1,000 times. Cats talk crazy on the internet, and then when you see him in live person, nobody says nothing. So it leads me to believe
Noble said we gonna fight if you don't start reading some of these comments. And I stayed up to watch this fabulous show. I'm getting to it, Sean, I swear. But let me say this. If you out there and you fight, I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna happen. I know y'all don't want to believe me because you're gonna feel good. Let's say you knock the dude out. You're gonna feel good. Yeah, you know, I'm outside, blah, blah, blah. You're gonna, all this latest stuff that the trap rappers say. You say it, right? They gonna cornball you all over social media, even though you feeling good in your moment. And I don't care who you are. Social media will change the trajectory of your feelings. People say they don't care what people say. Social media have a way of change. People have killed themselves because they got dragged through the mud in social media. Be conscious about that. I know you might think you might win and it's going to be cool. But when they start dragging you through the mud for being corny and all of that, for doing this at a youth event, now you're going to be on social media doing what Holmes said. I apologize to the families and all the kids that was around and all of that. And I'm tired of what that lady said. And you guys are out there and you're great role model for kids. No, they not. Everybody working with kids not a great role model for them. And everybody working with kids aren't doing God's work. I'm going to read some of these comments. Go ahead.
There's also people that have never had a platform in their life, and they get this little platform here, and they don't, they want to be so much on the platform that they'll do and say anything to be on the platform, to the point of doing something like that, like what we just seen happen with Cam and them. Like, the only thing I blame the Cam is you should have never kept these cats around. Like, usually, if you decent character person, when somebody has an agenda.
But
like,
you know what? It's something to be said. Cam has been keeping the hood dudes around and not. Man, you said it. You said it to me, not me. You said if that was Tom Brady, it would be a completely different crowd around him.
That would have never happened. Nothing like that would have happened at an event.
So my point is, you got to give Cam some credit, because we always say nobody ever comes back home and try to pull you
right.
out.
But you know
when
how
he does, this happens.
We've talked about this before, though. We are our own worst enemies. We can't keep trying to help people out because it ain't nobody else. I mean, You said there was a couple instances, bro. But for the most part, when I see these things, it's our people doing it at events like the ones we throw, where I see these dust ups or whatever you want to call them happen. You don't see it happen nowhere else because it's a different type of crowd where all that jawing and all that woofing ain't going to be tolerated. It ain't going to be tolerated.
All right, let's read. All Sports Huddle on Wave Radio out of Boston said it's too many dudes in it for a sweatshirt and a ring. It's about development. Everybody get rings nowadays. I don't know. You play one flag game, they give you a ring. So I guess that's the norm. Sean Noble said, do you think it's cool how teams rant and rave in each other's face? No. We don't do that in Western New York. It's not safe or respectful. I not in each other's face. I'm okay with you coming into my stadium saying your chant, hitting your pads with your boombox and all that. In our face? No. Now, I will say I changed my mind on that. I did once have a team run around another team for the antics, but me and that coach was cool. Like me and you cool, T. So I was on some bullshit with the coach being funny to the coach. Like it was like me and that coach. I wouldn't have did that if I wouldn't have go out and be playing Georgia and just be on the BS. Like if I know you and I'm like, yo, you know, I want y'all to run around Tito team, yo, just to, you know, in New Britain, just to mess with them. That's what I did, but I don't think it's cool. I think that nowadays, we got to understand that where we at in the youth football world, that is unsafe to do. And it's okay to say it's unsafe. People want to get back home to their kids.
It's like, all right, let me make another point.
It's unsafe, though. Hold on,
but hold on, before you do this, is quick because it's on my mind. Now, let's just look at our two programs. When you have a home game, right? I know for a fact, I know your friends, who your real friends are, and some of the people that are in the crowd. If two dudes, if something like that would have went off in Hartford, in New Britain, with knowing the nature of the relationships we have with the people around us, and now all of them are like us, where we're, you know what I'm saying, professionals and have things. If that would have happened at any place like yours or mine, it might not have ended that nicely. Like Cam kind of held it together. I got to give him that much. He didn't throw a punch.
Professional in him.
His people didn't jump in. But the people that we keep around us.
Well, we just saw an NFL player brother shoot somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't, when you decide to do all that woofing and you want to attack somebody, you have lost the right to wherever it goes. You've lost the right to kind of dictate where it goes. However it goes, it goes. Yeah, and it's something that could be avoided.
I want to make sure we not also advocating if it
no, we're not. What I'm saying is it could have been avoided, bro. My bottom line is it should never get to it was just a game. It's a 7-on-7 football game. Why would it escalate to that point, like over a game where there's no tackling, there's no nothing involved? You know, to get to a point where you're trying to put your hands on a former NFL player and jump them out in public. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Now you got to have security at youth football games, said Manuel. Dave said, seems like down south, they talk a lot of Yes, they do. 7-on-7 is the new and one in football. That's true.
True, I believe that.
Wes, my boy Wes. What up, Wes? Wes Waterbury, he said, you see how it is in AAU basketball. It's the same wave at 7-on-7. There's a lot of me. And not we. That's true. Marlon Todd said, and the hype guy thinks he's on the same level as Cam.
Right. No, that's what I'm talking about. Like Cam did the dude a favor and brought him along in the 7-on-7 world. I already can tell how this went without even knowing the story. Dude thinks he knows more about football than Cam or can do more than Cam. Started his own shit, beats him in the 7-on-7 game, and now he's the Nick Saban of 7-on-7.
It's funny you say that because if I continue to play that clip of Cam, what they did was they went back to the dude who said Cam been talking shit to him. They showed a dude talking about Cam. Cam will never beat me in nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I saw that. All right, so All in sports said, my concern is that they really getting something out of these teams in the spring. Are coaches helping them with route running? On D, are they talking inside or outside leverages? Truth is, some of these guys are bozos. Manuel said those are the dudes who never really put in work. The internet got a lot of people wanting to be coaches, like he said, they let in everyone. That's what Marlon Todd said. Spring is an opportunity for kids who don't get enough burn to develop for the fall. The trash talking be too much sometimes. JB said they have a bad history. They think that team beat Cam twice before. That is true. He was talking about that.
Right, but who?
Well, they have a history of going back and forth. So as they doing that with the talking, it gets more and more heated when you play. So once we become a rival, Tito, it's different. Like, let me give you an example.
Yeah, but there's still a way to conduct yourself through competitive.
No, I'm not saying it's not, but don't act like a rival don't hurt it. Look, we're seeing it in college. We're seeing it in college football. I tell you what, I told this story before. I went to Alabama game last year.
Right, but trying to hype your team up on your side of the field and getting them ready to play.
Game. This guy crossed the 50-yard line, and he was working out and crip walking and dancing in the middle of the Alabama players. Honest to God, I'm sitting here watching it. I'm tapping my brother Rocket. I'm like, yo, look at this dude. And Alabama players didn't say nothing to him. Tito, the 50-yard line. All of Utah State, all of Alabama. I'm at the 50. My wife done got me the best seats in the house, dog. Love my wife. Shout out to you, Maria. Right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm watching this dude cross over the 50, crip walking as they're doing their DB drills. And Tito, not one of them looked at him. Not one of them said something to him. Not even a coach bothered to do. Dude had on his headphones. He's doing all this. And I said to Rocket, I want to see what this dude going to do during the game because he must be a dog. Because he's doing some disrespectful stuff that would lead to a fight. The professionalism of Alabama blew me away. I never seen something like that. I seen NFL teams not even let you step on their logo in pregame. This young man crossed the 50 and was on like the 45, 40-yard line, dancing all through their drills. And his boys was over there recording them from the 50. So I know he was doing it for clout. I knew it. I watched him give them the phone so they can record him. They didn't say nothing to him. That kid wasn't doing a goddamn thing. I think they lost like 68 to zip. He didn't do nothing. He just did it for clout. What I'm saying is today's environment, we have to understand that today's environment is a lot more volatile than even in 2015, Tito, when I first did The Purge and it went viral, right? I can't do those antics that I did even in 2015, 9 years later. It's a lot more volatile today. That could lead to a shootout in today's youth football event. Now, what's the reasoning is what we're talking about. Low character people getting in. I tend to agree with you on that. I think we let in a lot of people in.
We've let in a lot of dudes.
I say we let in like we the gatekeepers of who can coach. I'll say this. A lot more low character individuals found that they could have an in the world of sports in the youth football world. They're not allowed in the basketball world as much. It's not as many coaches.
Right, not as many teams.
Not as
well,
many
no, AAU basketball is everywhere. It's huge, but
yeah, but the difference, Tito, is it's you and your man. In football, you could bring your whole block.
Yeah,
y'all can take over a team. So now me, my man that don't know nothing about football, but he gonna ride out with me, and his boy from the next block over that's saying, yeah, we doing something for these kids. On top of all of that, they getting girls at the field. It's a win-win-win-win.
Right. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of it used to not be, I don't know how to say this without offending. It used to not be that way. And I don't know. I'm trying to think when it changed. I'm trying to put, because it used to not be that way. It was hard to get coaching.
I'm gonna tell you when.
Remember, it was a time it was hard.
And I'm not knocking it because I think that this helps a lot of people. I think when the 7-on-7 culture became in your face in 3D, it changed the system. When the 7-on-7 culture became in your face in 3D, when you started head tapping, when they started running up to the cameras, yeah, I saw a kid, I think it was YNC, score a touchdown, run over to the championship table, jump in the cart, it might have been AYF, drive the cart away, and they go chasing the kid, jump out the cart and run back to his sideline. I did think it was funny, but I'm saying to myself, who in the hell is coaching this kid that he thinks he can just do something like that? Like, think about the culture. And you know what hurts it? The internet. I'm not blaming 7-on-7 kids or coaches, right? But Sean said that was AYF that did that. Kid, the national championship game, Tito. I watched it. Jumped on. Garrett said it was the YNC 11U on rear breeds. Jump on the goddamn cart and drive the cart away after scoring a touchdown. I mean, we allow antics in the Connecticut Youth All-Star game, Tito, but that is wild in a championship environment.
The All-Star game is supposed to be a fun environment that we do let the kids kind of, because they're not allowed to do. No, we don't let it like that. But the All-Star game is different because for the most part, everybody involved in the All-Star game gets along. You know what I mean? Now this year we'll see that we opened it up and we're letting some new people in. We'll see. We'll see what this year brings. But for the most part, the All-Star game is that one time a year where we all get the chance to kind of have fun with it. It's fun. You know what I mean?
Let our guard down.
Right.
Let the kids be a little bit more, belligerent and celebrate.
So we don't allow, I guess the 10U's the last couple of years had the face-offs, but for the most part, we haven't had those face-offs neither.
No, but you know what? If you look at the face-off, the coaches have been cool. And that helps, right? When the coaches are laughing in between, but you letting the talk go back and forth. These Alabama players didn't respond because Saban would have had their beep on the bench and replaced them with someone just as good. His success allows him to run a tight ship. That might be true. The CTC Rochester Finest just won a 7-on-7 tournament, and I've seen the trash talking. It's really out of control.
I think there's no place for it. Honestly, I told you it's part of the reason why even this is going to be my last All-Star game, because I don't like the new generation of coaches. I'm just going to keep it real. And I don't want to be the old dude holding the young dudes up. So it's time, like I told you yesterday, I'm going to start making myself less available. You know what I mean? Unless you want to talk football, talk football on the X's and O end and want to get at me that way, that's it. But I don't like the culture of where it's went. I don't like the new generation of coaches. I'm not even going to front about it. I don't like them. So it's just time for me to, before I become the old cat at the party, is to make myself less accessible. You
sound like the disgruntled guy at the party right now.
Yeah,
so you don't like the young. I don't have a problem with old, young. It don't matter. It's character. Like what your character say about you. To me, the younger generation is needed. We're going away. We cannot hold the culture back. This thing is moving forward. Let me tell you. So there was some discussion about, and I talked about this. Should electronics be in youth football? And I heard an older guy go, this is youth football. It should be about teaching. And I had to explain to everybody. When we were coming up, there was some old guy going, back in my day, and I used to hate that old dude that said that. Like, it's not back in your day, darling. Nobody care back in your day. I always want to be conscious not to be that guy. So all I can do, instead of being disgruntled and not liking nobody, if anything come my way, I'll gracefully bow out. I told you that before. I won't hate on it, but if the culture's moving too fast and I can't seem to move with it, then it passed me by. And that's okay. Because, look, Father Time is undefeated, dog. It's never lost. And the culture is not ever going back to where we were. Just like these young guys now better enjoy this. Because in 10 years, they're going to be here saying the same thing. Oh, just 10 years ago it wasn't like that. Now they're going to be 47 and not 35 or 30 or 45 and not 35. And they're going to notice, damn, the game has changed. And you know what, Tito? This is a cycle of evolution. It might go back to where it was when we were younger. And now it might go back to high character. Must have a background check. If you got any felony, you can't coach. It may get back to that point and knock out a lot of coaches. Some good guys too, don't get me wrong, right? And if it get back there, this discussion will be on the other end. It'll be younger guys that's now older guys talking about the younger generation. So we have to allow them to carry it, even if they don't carry it what we got. Tito, some of the dudes,
but it's not so much carry. Hold on,
Bob Scalise and those guys in the higher generation when they were younger, Like I'm talking back.
Well, you got to remember though, Phil, we're kind of unique because we came into it very young.
But there's some young
20-some years ago, and
How
we're
old is
still.
Matt? How old is Matt?
Who?
Matt.
My
Yes.
cousin, 30. Yeah. But I'm saying, I'm not saying all of them. Maybe I'm saying the wrong thing. What I'm trying to say is, there's a wave of coaches that have been allowed in here in the last 10 years that really have ruined the culture of youth football in Connecticut. And it's happened in the last 10 years because this wasn't such a volatile place 10 years ago. I don't care what nobody says. It was not a volatile place. In the last 10 years, something's changed. We've let anybody in, and it's ruining what we're doing. You're seeing it from 7-on-7 spillover, like you say. All of it is the perfect storm right now. And we need to get it under control now before something stupid like that happens in Connecticut. And none of us want to see that happen. None of us want to see that happen. At least I don't.
So I just want to be clear because, again, when you say we got to get it back to where it was, that's like saying make America great again, and I ain't interested.
Listen, all I'm saying is even right now, I can speak. I use my own program. I'm using my own program. I'm not letting nobody new in this year. Nobody new's coming in the coach.
Right, but that you're trying to implement a Tito frame of mind to a whole region, and I think that's crazy to me.
Oh, it's not, bro.
Because I don't agree with that model.
You don't agree. You don't gotta agree with it. I don't agree
that's
with
what
it.
I'm saying. I don't agree with it. Exactly. I don't agree. I think that's crazy to try to hold the whole culture back.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I think that honestly, obviously, I don't want the culture to go volatile, but I don't want it to go back to where we were either. That's crazy because the kids aren't there. The game isn't there. And if we go back there, we'd be holding a generation of youth back. The game is not where we were 2015, dog.
What do you mean? The game is the game.
The game has evolved in the last 10 years. You keep saying the last 10. The game has evolved.
What do you mean evolved? What?
You have internet, you have social media, you have NIL, you have kids making money. You have all of that. You want to go back to a time when none of that existed.
The game is still the game, bro.
No, it's not, Tito. It's not. That's an old way of thinking. If you wanna run POW the way you ran it in 2015, you crazy. It wouldn't be successful, Tito. If you don't adapt with today's marketing strategies and all of that,
we're always going to. That's the business plan.
Because part of the marketing plan is the shit talking, the doing the YouTube page, getting the views. Say what you want, Tito. Some of these dudes like RDU got $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 views, and they're paying bills. And meanwhile, these things out here struggling for money.
It's ruining the game.
What?
It's ruining the game.
Well, but so I don't know what you want to understand, but when we could talk about a kid like Baby Gronk that possibly made millions of dollars, but Tito would have brought him back to where he just played football and didn't say nothing. I think you holding the kids in the.
I ain't holding back. He just wouldn't play in my program like anybody with them high profile.
But you wouldn't have made millions of dollars.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen nobody. We don't know if he made millions of dollars. But.
No, listen, he made money. He made more money than probably any youth kid you and I know. I mean, I don't think, me personally, I don't think, I'm not here to hold the culture back. If the culture passed me by, I'm smart enough to gracefully bow out. But I also understand the internet age. I also understand the new marketing strategies. I'm not talking about the plays you call on the field. All of that stuff probably didn't change much. But the way you go about the game, it's all entertainment now, dog. This is an entertainment business. You have to entertain people, dog. Like, it's not to go show up and just play little football and go home when me and you had it. I had fun in those days. It was nice. I had no worries.
Let me ask you, did you enjoy those days better than you enjoy now? And answer honestly. Don't answer the politically correct.
First of all, nothing I say is politically correct.
No, answer honestly. What era did you enjoy better? Because we've been in it like three different eras.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I enjoyed the beginning. But it's a reason. It has nothing to do with. I enjoyed the beginning because
you're talking about the Hartford League. When you're in the Hartford League, we're talking about way back.
I'm talking about the beginning of the Hartford Hurricane, 2009, 10, 11.
8.
I've joined in 2009.
Yeah, but you were playing. We had you travel games. Oh wait, you played Southern.
I played Southern. That was it. Yeah. But 2009 and on. Let me tell you why. We weren't winning. So it wasn't about wins and losses. You know what it was, though? The organization, I was surrounded by Ghosts, Boots, Colt. We were all young. It was my bone. Like it was family. It was us. Chaz, it was young. Omega, June. We was young. We was locked in. We was having fun together. It was all love. It wasn't no worries. I agree with you. Did I ever show up to a field feeling like, yo, we about to get it popping? No. Never had that vibe. Never had that vibe. Never even was prepared for war back then, to be honest with you. Because it was never no war to be fought. At least we didn't feel like it was. Whereas today, Tito, we like, yo, T, we going to this field. We understand our duty, boom, but we also have a duty to get back to our children. So we have to
that's what I'm saying.
A certain way. So I'll give you that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying we have to accept that part of the game. What I'm talking about is the way Tito marketed his program can't be like 2015. You wouldn't have a program.
No, but I don't. I mean, I stay firm with that.
No, but that's what I was talking about when I said the culture has moved. We moved. Tito, we here because we moved with it. Whether you like to admit it or
no,
not.
we did move, bro. We was doing the guerrilla marketing before anybody even thought of it. We was doing that 10, 11 years ago.
We're here because we were ahead of the game. And what I'm saying to you is, if I can't stay ahead of the game and think about those creative ideas, you know what's going to happen, T? If you stop, the game passes you by. I ain't going to say no names. Right now, Tito, there's guys, the game has passed by, but they won't let go.
Oh, yeah. No, this dude, but they've never really put the time into the craft neither. Like,
we know the game has passed them by, right? But they're holding on.
For instance, the last 4 years, me and you go to all the local clinics in Connecticut, right? Yep. Connecticut, Massachusetts, wherever. How many other Connecticut dudes, even at the local, was from the leagues that we participated? How many other dudes we've seen at these conventions?
We saw in Boston from Connecticut? It was was it Waterbury? Who we saw?
Danbury. In the summer, Danbury 1 year, and last summer when we went to USA football, the Waterbury Patriots and them cats was up there.
Hey, all right, so let's read some comments. Garrett Barrow said it's a lot of pride and ego involved with sevens, and some of these tournaments want them to entertain and do the antics because it allowed them to express themselves. Keith said the players will do what the coaches allow. Saban isn't able to run a tight ship because of his success. It's his success because he runs a tight ship. Good. Sam said we do recognize this is two-hand touch, right? Chaz Reddington said the coaching landscape is changing, and he agreed. Garrett said it happens in YNC and some other leagues as well. Sean Noble, this era of football will never beat out the old school dirty in the trenches ball when the weather kicks in Western New York.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with you, brother.
Will Vaz said, just play football. The kids need to play time with good competition to get better for high school and college if that's the goal. Levon Whitaker, Mad said, it's not the same and it'll never be the same. JB, just like the game, coaches have to evolve. Look at the NIL is doing with NCAA. Levon Whitaker said it's entertainment now. Dudes are buying houses for their parents in college as freshmen. It's true. Sam, I agree with Phil. The game has definitely evolved. Jane Tolles, it's all watering down the game. Dudes trying to rewrite the blueprint. OG Tito got a point. Sean Noble, when Jack Frost kick in New York, the ball is over. Old school gutter ball will take effect. That's true. Phil ain't nothing like that old Hartford League, though. The Bears, the Steelers, the Seahawks, the Eagles, the South End, good old days. 100%. We have no nationals. If you played at Dillon Stadium, boy, you felt like you went to
that was life.
That was life. The game is growing, but the culture is damaged. I think it's not unrepairable. We need to more focus on respect for each other, coaches, opponents.
I agree. That's all I'm trying to say too.
The trash talking is too much sometimes. The game has definitely passed me by, but I fell in love with coaching the kids. Chaz Reddington said the game has passed them by. Cool that you admit that, brother. Last, Bob Demora said the come up is always going to be more fun and memorable when it's new and fresh. Once you've been doing it for a while, some of the excitement is lost. True. I'll say this in the end. I'm not in love with youth football like I was when I first started. Me personally, I tell you that all the time. I tell you all the time, I think you love doing this a lot more than I do.
I love coaching and teaching.
I'll tell you that I won't be doing this at 50 and I'm 47. right? I tell you that all the time. Youth football probably got me for 3 years. I'm going to do something else. I got daughters, and they're not interested in youth football. My 13-year-old going to high school next year. I'm not missing no track meets or nothing for youth football. I refuse, and nobody's going to make me do otherwise. If my daughter decides this year, and I've made this commitment to myself to do soccer, I won't be at youth football games this year. That's just my own personal opinion, because I don't love youth football more than I love the other things that I've learned to love in life. 2020 taught me a valuable lesson. When I was home with my children and I got away from youth football for a year, I fell in love with fatherhood, and I found it like never before. Remember, I was the first program to back out in the state, and they did an interview on me, CBS did. So I got out of it early. So I was home months before everybody was home. I never went to no youth football game in 2020. And that changed my psyche and my outlook towards youth football. And so me, I don't love it as much. So seeing the culture like volatile like that, sometimes I'm afraid, Tito. And I'm going to tell you why I'm afraid. I'm never afraid for my life. I'm afraid of what predicament I'm going to be put in to have to do something that's going to affect the rest of my life. I'm always scared of that because, and this is not a tough statement, right? It's not about trying to brag or be tough because everybody could feel like that. I don't even know Phil Bryant. I'm afraid of what somebody will put me into and force the next action and reaction that'll affect the rest of my life and make me kick my feet up in jail or something. I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of bringing my kids somewhere, something happened, and my kids see me, and I have daughters that needs to know that dad stand on something. And I have to, dad's gone, but just know why. I'm afraid of that. Like that's my biggest fear in life, honest to God, that I'll leave them because I had to do something. And you should not have those vibes in youth football. And it's there. Like I said, there's certain places you go where you know it's BS there. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but and that's what I'm saying. Like, for the most part, we understand that. But like I said, and I only can speak for our two communities. Your community, you have a bunch of brothers that rock with you, that have been rocking with you, since the sandbox. Same thing with mine. Like, the scare part's what gives me too, because I know in our situations, it ain't going to end as well as Cam's thing ended. You get what I'm saying? It's just not going to end that picture perfect. Where he hems them both up and don't throw a punch and able to diffuse it. There's no telling where it could go when there's outside influences involved and we're triggering it with just all the unnecessary antics. If there's a way we could get that under control, I think we got a shot. But if it continues to go the way it's going, I just think we're all going to suffer from it moving forward. We're all going to suffer from it.
I am really enjoying life, dog. Like life, I'm enjoying it. I'm in a good place in life.
Me too. I mean, like I told you, people got all these perceptions about me, this, and that. Even you, maybe. I don't know, but definitely me. When at the end of the day, we're both professionals. I got 47 people that work under me. Like, don't fall for what you see. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we both got a lot of things going on that we need to tend to, where we can't put ourselves in this predicament with some of the shit that goes on here.
I'm really enjoying it, and what I was getting at is I want to do youth football for a very long time if it work out schedule wise, and I love it. I actually do love it. Not as much as you. Clearly, you have not stopped coaching since 2020. I'm not doing that. I'm my wife ain't allowing me to do that. But look. I'll be all around the state, dog. Everybody know I go all around the state. 203 people know Phil pop out Dolo. Tito, I be Dolo out at 203 practice. I show up by myself. Keith there, Yolanda there, but I pull up Dolo, jump out the truck with bags, with whatever. I'm not traveling with a crew. I ain't traveling with a group because I don't feel no tension. I don't carry it like that. It's last thing I'll say is, and I'll tell you why I show up the way I show up, because I could show up differently. When 50 Cent and the Locks was beefing, I was watching it, right? And how they squashed their beef, they said 50 called and was like, yo, I'm coming through. And they was on the block. And he showed up and he jumped out by himself. Tell Melo I said, what up? Tell him work on that rotator cuff. We got to get that arm right. 11U quarterback doing the 12U. Anyway, he said he jumped out the truck, Tito. And the Locks was like, yo, he jumped out by himself. right, by himself. Now remember, they was at it. It was problems. Sheik wanted to slam him, and they asked 50 one time, yo, why'd you show up like that? Like, you ain't show up with your people. He said, yo, how you show up says a lot about you in the midst of those times. How you show up says a lot about your intention. So had he jumped out the truck with 30 dudes and they all was jet black down and they was walking up, it probably wouldn't have went the same way with him jumping out dolo and presenting himself on some old, yo, let's figure this thing out. And so a lot of the times, I got boys in and out of youth football, right? Imagine if I told my boys that's not in youth football, ride with me out here. They don't do youth football, Tito, so it's gonna look like I brought soldiers with me. That's not what we here for. I'm here, we doing an All-Star games, I'm doing youth football. It gotta be a good environment. It's Phil. I'm here, I'm talking to the people, I'm talking to the crowd, I'm talking to the coach, I'm talking to parents, I'm talking to kids. It's a good environment. But I hope the All-Star game creates an environment, because we got people that have do this that's all going to be at the All-Star game. And hopefully, I don't know if this is going to happen. Hopefully, two dudes could look at each other and be like, I don't even really know why I'm beefing with this dude. Yo, let me holler at you. Yo, bro, it's all good, bro. Like, we don't even know what we're doing here. Like, it may not happen. But if I can create a culture where it's possible, to me, that's the win. Kids having fun, kids being highlighted. We now got prep school coaches getting involved in coaching. It's evolving and doing what it's supposed to do. And to me, that is what the All-Star game is for right there. That's what it's designed to do. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And we have to start letting more and more people in, Tito, because, again, we're old. People got to carry this torch on. And in 7 years in the All-Star game, none of the coaches probably coaching right now will be coaching in it. Maybe Matt will be at 14U, like some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'd be at 14U instead of 8, 9U. And that's how it has to go. If we don't see that evolution, then the OGs.
Well, let me not do I like me personally, I've got a lot of good young coaches in the program. Like, I got a whole young squad of dudes that hopefully carry the torch moving up. I'm just saying we've let in. It's a tough situation because it's going to be beating a dead horse, but we just got to be more selective. We got to be more selective of who we got around these kids and just monitor it a little more closely. And maybe if we could start with, listen, I'm not saying don't hype up your team and don't get them going, but there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it, and it should never feel like it's hostility. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
Yo, there's a competitive way to do it.
Let's talk the rumor report. By the way, we are looking for a reporter to come on every week and just tell us the rumor report. So
it has to be somebody that's in this thing like me.
Right, you're gonna have to be able to know people.
You know who you're talking to.
Tell us what you're hearing.
Because we want to find out on the fly. So everybody knows before we get into this segment. We started this podcast.
We don't need no, we're not doing that. We're not giving no disclaimers.
People there's no disclaimer, but I'm just saying, just know all the news comes through our desks. Anything that's going on in this region, we get the news.
Why you fluffing it up? We don't need to do that. We don't. If they take it how they want. I ain't fluffing it up. We gonna talk about the rumors. True, false as a rumor. They listen to the rumor report and freaking they listen to the rumor report on Hot 97. They don't have a problem. They don't blame Angie Martinez or them. Don't blame us. We don't want a rat, Sam. What's the rat? A rat is telling on somebody.
Yeah.
What that's a rat. A rat is telling.
Sam must be sauced. When he starts talking that crazy shit, he's sauced tonight. Guarantee you.
Tito, New Britain, Junior Canes to Southern Connecticut Pop Warner.
I heard that a couple weeks ago. I heard it a couple weeks ago. I haven't heard it to be true. So I know that's out there. I haven't, have you seen anything that says they are?
I haven't talked to nobody, but I'll tell you, let me say this. I saw somebody under your post say, I heard that also. Or right. Like that. A couple people, right? So I asked somebody in the inbox, I said, where did you hear this from? And they said, that's what somebody from the organization told me. I asked them where they heard it from. So that just to be clear, I don't talk to nobody over there. I haven't heard whether it's yay or nay. I just put what I heard yesterday. I didn't, nobody has told me whether it's yay or nay. Nobody from there has told me that that is true, but others, right, outside their program,
Yeah.
somebody inboxed me and was like, yo, this is true. I just heard it. I talked to somebody. I'm like, oh, snap. You know, Metro meeting is tonight. They might be going right now. Are they in AYF?
When we say Metro, what's left?
Spicy Talk, Dorchester, Boston. It was called Spicy Talk. I ain't see much spice come out of the Spicy Talk. So I'm asking.
What's left in Metro? I'm asking what's left in Metro. What teams are left in Metro?
To my knowledge, and don't quote me, I think they got the Boston Raiders, the Dorchester Eagles, the Mount Hope Cowboys, the Boston Chargers, and Mission Hill. And I think East Boston and Lazar, the Ravens are gone, I believe.
Laser, y'all went back to Northeastern. He's on here.
I don't know if Laser's in Northeastern or Metro. I think Laser might be gone by now. Good. They can now come play some real football, says Gene Miller. Damn. So they just have salt in the mix. I don't know what they're talking about. What? Okay. I won't mention no names or anything, but they tried to recruit my son. I don't know who they're talking about. So an Adam Schefter is what we're looking for. Yes. We're looking for Adam Schefter. Inbox me.
Who's plugged in? You got to be plugged in.
Not scared to go on there and say what they heard and not give up their source. You are protected by the First Amendment. Okay? You never have to give up your source. Says Sam wants to line it up if the New Britain Junior Canes is in Pop Warner, he says. Okay, I guess there's no need to breed a dead horse with that. Those are the rumor reports. Let's get rid of this. All right, Tito. Connecticut Youth All-Star Game. Got on the phone with the coaches. I think we might have covered this, but I'm going to say it again. We're going to have a meeting with all the coaches soon coming up just to review the rules. So we don't got no madness. We are having a lot of halftime events and venues. Let me tell you some of the things that's going to go on at halftime, Tito, so you're aware, because I think they're going to be pretty cool. One, we're going to have a 10, a 15, a 20, and a 25-yard female parent 860 versus 203 pass catch. They're going to be playing for prizes. We're going to have an obstacle course, 860 versus 203. You know, maybe a back pedal, you know, a shuffle, a bear crawl, and then a sprint, something like that. 203 versus 860, men going to be involved in that one too. We're going to have a passing contest. Male, female, who could throw the furthest. We're not putting males against females, but who could throw the furthest. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a 7-on-7, 1-on-1, two-hand touch. So what I mean by that, Tito, I put you at the 40. I have the ball at the 20. And I say, Tito, you got to score a touchdown. I can juke you. I can do anything I want. You just got to two-hand touch me. So I may put two females at the 20 and put like Rocket at the 40 and say Rocket got to get by them to score. You know, like somebody going to get broken up. It's going to be fun. So we're doing that. We're doing a field goal challenge, a 30-yard field goal, for maybe longer because some of these guys can kick. We are going to do the biggest TikTok in New England. We are going to do a Cupid Shuffle TikTok all at one time. We're going to record it. I'm going to tell everybody come to the field. We're going to do the Cupid Shuffle. We're going to do a TikTok. Engage us, please. Come on down, engage. And then we're going to do Smash the DJ. For y'all don't know what Smash the DJ is we're going to ask people to go up to the booth and for $2 to see if you can smash the DJ. You got to try to convince the DJ or ask him to play a song you don't think he got. If you can choose a song and you ask for it and he don't have it, you win a All-Star t-shirt. And I'm hoping that the DJ don't get me tapped out of my clothing. So start thinking about a song you don't think the DJ would have. The DJ told me he got every song in history. And there's nothing you can think about that he won't have. That's what he said. Shatir, we need you in 8203. Sam said, I wonder whose idea this. Sam, I had this already queued up, but you did throw that out there. 86010U All-Star will win by 60, said Gene Miller. What the F you trying to get a woman to smash the DJ for $2? Nah, bro, that's you taking that wrong. Don't forget to auction me off to the moms. Gene Miller is being auctioned off to all the moms. Y'all can figure out the price and do it on the side. You'll have plenty of time to do all that during the 9U game because we're going to have a running clock by the second half. Remember, Tito, there's a running clock in 2024. If you're winning by 40 or more points, we're moving it up from 35 to 40, Tito. 40 or more points, we will run the clock in the All-Star game. There's never been a running clock, and nobody has ever hit 40. Do you got predictions yet, Tito, or you holding them?
Ain't no predictions, bro. I'm going out on top. There's only one prediction. I'm going out on top.
I'm talking about the 860 overall versus 203 overall.
860 sweet. 860 sweet.
6-zip. You mean that with the bottom of your heart?
Listen, I'm rocking. I'm the general. I'm rocking with the army. Coming to steamroll shit.
Wow. Okay. That's what you
listen. Obviously, there's some crazy matchups. We know that a couple of these levels we're outgunned on. But
what level? What think we outgunned on?
Well, I would say according to history, we know 12 is going to be a tough challenge for our 12.
It's a tough challenge. But I think we
know 11 is going to be a tough deal for us too. 12 and 11.
Manchester, New Britain, and Hartford 11. I mean, plus New London and Norwich.
Yeah, that's assuming if Manchester comes out. We have yet to see them come out. I know I had one.
Manchester kid. Y'all be outside.
I had Noah Cologne. Actually, I had Noah Cologne.
I'm about to hit the coaches up.
I had Noah Cologne 2 years ago, who I believe is either the state champion wrestler as a sophomore to New England, one of our guys, alumni for All-Star game. He's a hell of a wrestler. Noah Cologne from Manchester. He played for us in 2022. He's a state champion wrestler.
I think her name is T. They told me to call you T. She said she's yawning. She's like, it's a wrap. 203 is getting it. Mike Muhammad, he said 14, you gonna get it in too. That's Palu father. I told you Palu was coming out. He said 14, you getting it in. 6-0 is wild crazy though, but that's a great dream, said Garrett. He said, y'all not winning, not 6-0 ain't getting all 6. Gene Miller said he is a state champion in wrestling.
Yeah, no Cologne. He's a All-Star Game alumni, CTU All-Star Game alumni. He played for us 2 years ago. He's only a sophomore, and he took down a couple titles this year.
He took down a couple titles. I will say I need to do a better job. I need to do a better job just trying to keep up with what are these kids doing. Not to take credit for nothing, because All-Star Game is one game, but at least to highlight them, right? I think it's important that we highlight what did the kids. Now, some kids, and remember, some fathers on the podcast last year, the year before, saying, Phil, my son got into prep school, bro. You need to say it. I got to do a better job following up on that and listing it, because I think it's important. That's how we're going to get people out, when they know it's real opportunities that's being provided in this game, dog. Like, it's real opportunities that's being provided. And I'm not acting as a gatekeeper-esque anybody out there, right? I'm not saying, no, you got to call.
We do. Both of us, we have a lot of, because of the All-Star Game, our network has expanded. Like, that is the truth, especially with the prep school coaches, where they all know who me and you are. You know what I mean? And they know how to get in contact with us, because they do get in contact with me, and I know they get in contact with you and tell us they're going to be present there on that day and asking for passes at the door. So we know we've grown the network through the All-Star Game for sure. We definitely have grown the network, especially the coaching network. And it seems that we've grown the community network. So the All-Star Game has worked, because at the first, I was the first one telling you, like, I don't know, Phil. I don't know if this is going to work, especially the first year when 860 barely had any numbers. And then every year it's progressively gotten better. And now it seems like, you blowing the top off the joint this year. He can't upgrade it next year, because he gave you guys everything this year. There's no upgrades next year.
I got some ideas already for you that I can't make happen this year. That's going to be better. Man, what's the theme? You playing games.
There we go.
Let's announce the theme. Everybody stay with me. I'm about to announce the theme.
You going to release it?
Why not? At the
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
From ideas.
I could only imagine what you came up with this year.
I'm gonna show y'all what the theme is, and it is what it is. Don't criticize me yet. Y'all ready? I'm about to put the picture up. Hold on. Let me get the picture right, T. I gotta get the picture right.
I can't wait till we get out of here, bro.
Let's get the picture right. Y'all ready? This year All-Star theme. One of the sides is going to be this. 3, 2. No, I ain't capping. Y'all ready? Boom! Cause this is Thriller! Thriller night. You fighting for your life. And man, the moon and thought they try. Hey, somebody is rocking the Thriller theme in 2024.
Well, just out of curiosity,
somebody rocking in 2024. What's your questions?
What uniform could you possibly put together? Well, a black and red uniform?
Girl, I can scare you more than any goon could ever dare.
I told you he was capping. I told you he was capping.
You see the black and have y'all not been seeing the black and red? Cause this is Thriller. Don't say I didn't tell you. Thriller. Look at the back of the shirt. Girl, I can scare you more than any goon could ever dare try. Hey. On that note, Tito, my word of the day, never mock a pain that you haven't endured, because when life hits you, you just might become everything you criticized. Go ahead, bring it home.
Facts. I'm good, brother. Until next week, it's your boy Coach Career, the General, A60 Army, New Bread Power Raiders.
Peace.
And we
are out.